Welcome to Valmiki Ramayan in English.
Let's meet the creator behind it all, Dr. T.K. Bansal.
What's so amazing is that he's a blind scientist from the University of Oxford.
And he is on a pretty ambitious mission.
Basically, he's presenting this ancient story for a whole new generation.
He's taking the classic Valmiki Ramayan and turning it into modern English videos.
The whole point is just to make this incredible story accessible to literally everyone.
And you know what? This is actually where you can help out.
It's really simple to support the project. Just like the videos, share, and subscribe.
Seriously, every little bit of engagement helps this amazing vision reach more people.
I want you to picture something. Imagine a massive ancient tree that has just been hewn down. Or maybe, a glorious flagstaff that's suddenly been toppled over in a storm.
That's the opening visual we get in the source material we're covering today. It's an incredibly striking image.
And we are diving into the Valmiki Ramayana, the Kishkindha Kaand, specifically Sargas, or, chapters 17 and 18. And that figure on the ground is Vali, the king of the monkeys.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting right from the start. There's a paradox.
Yeah, usually when someone is shot with a powerful arrow, they look dead, defeated. But the text says Vali is lying there, chest shattered, yet he is glowing, radiant.
That is such a crucial detail. It really sets the tone. He's wearing a celestial golden necklace given to him by Indra.
Ah, okay.
And this necklace is described as preserving his life force, his luster, his bravery, even as he's literally bleeding out. It creates this very eerie, almost beautiful scene.
A storm cloud lit by the sunset. I think that's how you put it.
Exactly. So we have this fallen, glowing titan. But this isn't just a death scene.
Not at all. That's why we're here. This is what happens after the arrow hits. Because Vali doesn't just, die quietly.
Far from it. This is basically a courtroom trial on a battlefield. He's not dead yet. He's conscious. He's in pain. And he is absolutely furious.
And he puts the protagonist, Rama, on trial for murder.
For murder and hypocrisy.
So let's unpack this. This is our mission for this deep dive to analyze this great debate. Was the killing of Vali justified? We're going to look at the accusation, the defense, and the verdict, all pulled strictly from these two chapters.
And it is a surprisingly dense, almost legalistic debate for a scene taking place in a jungle.
Okay, let's jump in. Segment 1, the accusation. So Rama and his brother Lakshmana approach the dying king. Now, if I'm Vali, I'm probably begging for my life.
You'd think so, but not at all. The text says he speaks with dharma and vinaya, so discipline and humility. But don't let that fool you. The words themselves are harsh. They're cutting.
He's not asking for help. He's asking for a justification.
He's asking, what kind of glory is this? He starts throwing these serious verbal punches.
Right. He uses this one term that really stood out to me, Dharmadavaji. What does that actually mean?
I mean, that's a devastating insult. It literally means someone who carries the flag, the Davaja of righteousness, but is actually a sinner.
So a hypocrite.
A total hypocrite. A flag waver who doesn't believe in the cause. And he uses these very vivid metaphors, calling Rama a well covered by grass.
Or fire hidden by ashes, a trap disguised as a saint.
Exactly. And this all stems from the nature of the attack. This is his first major legal point, the unfair fight.
Because he was fighting someone else, right? His brother, Sugriva.
He was distracted. He wasn't looking at Rama. And Rama shot him from a hiding place. He asks a very simple, very pointed question. What merit do you gain by killing an unsuspecting man who wasn't even fighting you?
It's the classic stab in the back argument. And it's a fair question, but he goes even further, doesn't he? He argues Rama had no business being there at all. The jurisdiction card?
He does. And this part is fascinating. He basically defines his own sovereignty. He says, look, I'm a monkey. I live on fruits and roots.
I don't have gold or silver. I haven't attacked your city.
Precisely. He's asking, under what authority are you even acting? It's a solid point. If you're a king of men, why are you assassinating a monkey in the jungle?
And this is the part that really surprised me. He brings up dietary laws. He literally starts lecturing Rama on what animals he is and isn't allowed to eat.
This is one of those moments that just grounds the epic in this specific legalistic reality. He's anticipating Rama's defense. He's trying to dismantle the idea that this was just a hunt.
He's saying, you can't claim you killed me for food because monkeys aren't on the menu.
According to the scriptures, Vali cites no. He says that among animals with 5 claws, only 5 are permitted for humans to eat.
Wait, I have the list here. It's a hedgehog, a porcupine, an iguana, a rabbit, and a tortoise.
That's the list. And Vali sarcastically points out that, He's a five-clawed animal, but he's not one of those five. So his meat is forbidden. His skin is useless.
So this wasn't a hunt for resources. He's saying it was just murder.
It is such a lawyerly move, citing the specific statutes while you're bleeding out. It shows he's not just a brute, he's a scholar.
But then he pivots. He hits Rama with a more pragmatic argument. He basically says, you backed the wrong horse.
He attacks Rama's whole strategy. He knows Rama's looking for Sita, and Vali boasts that if Rama had just come to him, well, the war would already be over.
That's a bold claim. How fast does he say he could have done it?
In a single day. He claims he could have retrieved Sita from the bottom of the ocean or the underworld in one day. He'd have brought Ravana to Rama with a rope around his neck.
Wow. I could have done it in a day. That has to sting. He's saying you killed the one guy who could have solved your problem instantly.
So he concludes that Rama has committed a great sin, like a snake biting a sleeping man. And he says there's no valid answer Rama can give to good men. It's a devastating indictment.
Okay, so that's the prosecution. And honestly, it's a strong case. Now, segment 2, the defense. How does Rama react to all this?
You'd expect him to get angry, but no. He's described as answering calmly to the sun-like monkey. He starts by just dismissing Vali's whole understanding of the law.
He basically says, you're a monkey, you're fickle, you don't get it.
Pretty much. You don't understand the deep principles of dharma, artha, and kama.
Okay, but that feels a little dismissive. How does he actually counter the jurisdiction argument? The idea that this is monkey land and Rama has no power here.
Rama redefines the map. He asserts that the entire earth, all mountains, all forests, all beasts, belongs to the Ikshvaku dynasty. He says King Farada is the ruler of the world.
Whoa. So in Rama's view, there's no such thing as an independent monkey kingdom. It's all just Farada's territory.
That's the claim. He and Lakshmana are basically patrolmen, enforcers of Farada's law. It's a claim of absolute sovereignty.
Okay, so he establishes jurisdiction, bold, but what was the crime? Vali said he didn't do anything to Rama, so what's the actual charge?
And this is the pivot. The crime isn't political, it's moral. Rama reveals the capital offense, incest and adultery.
Ah, here we go. This is about Sugriva's wife, Ruma.
Yes, the text is very specific. While his younger brother Sugriva is still alive, Vali took Ruma and started living with her as his own wife.
And in the code Rama follows, that is a huge deal.
It's the ultimate taboo. Rama explains the family law. A younger brother's wife is the same as a daughter-in-law. To lust after her is a sin punishable by death. He's very explicit. He cannot forgive this.
I get that adultery is bad, but death by stealth. This feels like Rama is being judge, jury, and executioner in the bushes.
And that's where Rama counters the hidden attack argument. This leads to the most complex and honestly the most controversial part of his defense.
The animal classification argument.
Right. He argues that kings hunt chakamrigas, literally branch animals or monkeys, for sport. He says a hunter can use traps, nets, or stealth. It doesn't matter if the animal is fighting back or running away.
Wait, so he's saying, I can shoot you from behind a tree because you're a monkey.
Yes, that's the argument. You are a branch animal.
But hold on. That feels like a massive contradiction. On one hand, he's executing him for adultery, a moral crime that implies Vali is like a human, that he knows right from wrong.
You don't execute a dog for adultery.
Exactly. But on the other hand, he justifies the stealth kill by saying Vali is just an animal to be hunted. So which is it?
You have hit on the central tension of this whole debate. Rama is classifying Vali in two ways at the same time. He's a subject punishable by law, like a man, but he's also an animal that can be hunted, like a beast.
That is a tough pill to swallow. It feels convenient. I'm treating you like a man to judge you, but like a beast to kill you.
To a modern listener, it absolutely sounds like a rationalization. But Rama adds another layer here, a theological one. He actually cites the Manusmriti.
He brings up the law books.
He does. And the logic is this. If a king punishes a sinner, that punishment cleanses the sinner of their guilt. They become pure again and can go to heaven.
So the execution is a favor.
In that theological context, yes. It's a cleansing ritual.
Okay, I have to stop you, because that sounds like the ultimate rationalization. You shoot a guy, then tell him, hey, I did this to cleanse your soul. Does Vali actually buy that?
It's easy to be cynical, but from the text internal logic, a king is a conduit for cosmic order. If a king sees a sin and doesn't punish it, the karma of that sin transfers to the king.
Oh, interesting. So if Rama lets Vali go, Rama himself becomes guilty.
Precisely. The sin falls on the king. So Rama isn't just cleaning Vali's soul, he's protecting his own. He has to do it.
So it's about saving himself from spiritual pollution.
Spot on. And then finally, he brings up his promise to Sugriva. A king can't break a vow. So between jurisdiction, incest, the animal classification, and the vow, Rama feels his case is watertight.
So we have the accusation and the defense. Now we need the verdict, and the judge is the victim. It's Vali. How does he react to all this?
You'd expect him to just rage against that logic, especially the you're an animal part.
Yeah.
But this is where the story takes a surprising turn. We see a total transformation in Vali.
He buys it.
He doesn't just buy it. He absorbs it. As soon as he hears Rama's explanation, his anger just evaporates. The text says he realizes the Dharma Tattva, the very essence of righteousness.
That's a huge pivot. A second ago, he was calling Rama a sinner.
It seems to be a genuine realization. I think when Rama explains the cleansing, Vali understands that this wasn't an act of malice, it was an act of duty. It reframes the whole thing for him.
And what does he do?
He joins his hands. Remember, he's dying this whole time. And he apologizes. He says he was deluded. He asks forgiveness for the harsh words he spoke in pain.
It's like the arrow really did cleanse him. His whole priority just shifts.
Completely. And this is the most touching part of the chapter. He stops worrying about himself. His entire focus shifts to his son, Angada.
The metaphor he uses is heartbreaking. The dried-up pond.
Yes. He compares Angada to a dried-up pond without his father. He's terrified that Sugriva, his own brother, will take revenge on the child.
That's a very real, very human fear. I'm gone, my brother hates me, what happens to my kid?
He pleads with Rama. He asks him to protect Angada, to make sure Sugriva treats him well. He also worries about his wife, Tara. This is a king stripping away all his pride and just being a father.
How does Rama respond to that?
With total reassurance. He comforts him and tells him again, you are now free of sin because of this punishment. And he makes a promise. He says Angada will be treated just as affectionately by him and Sugriva as he was by Vali.
That must have been a huge relief for Vali.
It was. The text says his mental doubts are resolved, and then he just falls silent. The conflict ends not with a bang, but with this quiet understanding.
It's such a heavy ending. We started with this furious legal debate and ended with a father worrying about his son.
And that's what makes these chapters so powerful. It explores this complex interplay between the warrior code, the fair face-to-face fight, and the moral code, which prioritizes punishing sin no matter how it's done.
Right. Vali thought they were operating under the warrior code. Rama argued they were under the moral code. And in the end, the moral code won.
Correct. And in this text, Dharma is rigorous. Even a mighty king like Vali isn't above the moral law, especially about family sanctity.
It really drives home the point that your actions have consequences that you just can't outmuscle.
And that correction, while violent, is presented as ultimately redemptive for him.
So, as we wrap this up, we're left with that tension, aren't we? Rama justifies the killing by calling Vali an animal who can be hunted and a subject who must be punished for a moral crime.
Which leaves us with a fascinating question to ponder. How can you hold moral agency, the ability to commit a crime like adultery, if you're also considered game to be hunted like a deer?
Exactly. It's the whole paradox of the Vanara existence. Half human, half nature. Are they beasts of the forest, or are they citizens of the empire?
And in that moment, with that arrow, it seems they have to be both. Perhaps that duality is exactly why the Ramayana uses them to teach these lessons.
A bridge between instinct and law. I like that. Something for you to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive into the Kishkindha Kaand. We'll see you next time.
Jai Shri Ram.